Let me just get the agenda pulled up here. So normally I'm not the one that's going to be starting the meetings or calling to order or anything like that. I'm just here to help this time because um, essentially we didn't have enough members for a quorum previously. And we don't have any organization for the cultural council. Um, so just getting that set up tonight. Bear with me just a minute.
Josh, can I ask a question?
Yep.
Has all of the members gotten a hold of the Mass Cultural Council to get access to the app that you need to use to look at your grants?
Nope. And that's something that I was going to explain and go over tonight. What I didn't want to end up happening is people getting on there without knowing what exactly it was and getting into it. So what Tina's talking about is the state's website where all of the applications for the projects get submitted. So that's how we go through the approval process. We look at the different projects, things like that. So I'll send out a link tomorrow morning when I get into the office with that information. I think some of you are
Nora is
already,
on it for sure.
yeah, Nora
Joyce, did you ever
I'm
did
on
you
it as
ever become
well.
a part of it, Joyce?
and Theo, you said you're on it as well.
Yes, I am.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Theo, you had prior experience, right?
No, but I pick it up very, very quickly. So
Okay. Okay, maybe it was Matt then. Matt, you were a previous member.
I was, yeah, but
Okay, excellent. I knew one of the newer people. So.
back then it was all done with boxes of paper.
Oh,
Back then.
Yes.
So yeah, right now, the focus for tonight's meeting was just just kind of get an introduction for everybody, and then organize a little bit here because we do need a chair of the committee, and just what the steps are moving forward. So we are a little bit behind on the approval process. The state is aware of it. And they understand the challenges we've had with the quorum issues. But like I said, tonight is really just a focus on organization and scheduling for the next meeting and meetings moving forward. And then Tina, if you can add anything at all, go right ahead.
Well, I think once you guys all get access to the grants management app, that's the first thing on your own. Go through each of the grants, decide whether you think they are something you want to fund. See if there's follow-up questions. For example, if an artist is saying they want to do it at a venue like the Bridgewater Nursing Home, there isn't one. So they really haven't done their research. So you can reach out to them and make sure that they actually have a venue, a date. You want to really make sure that the people you accept to give money to are going to be able to follow through. I'm just thinking of someone we had a couple of years ago, we gave $1,000 to, and she still hasn't done her performance because we didn't insist that be in the place before we gave them the money. And our group, your group, is a direct grant. So once you decide to give them the money, they get the money. You don't get any receipts back. You're supposed to get a report. I think I got one report last year after the fact. So that's something to make sure that you follow through, to make sure they do what they said they were going to do. But once you get access to that grants management on your own, you should go through each of them. There's $62,000 worth of grant requests. And the town got 22.7, 22.9. How much is it, Josh?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's more than 22,000, but not 62,000, which is what the grant requests are. So you do not have to grant everyone. You can deny. So the deal is, once you guys get a chance to go, you organize yourselves, you go through the grant requests, then you go through each of the grants, say yay or nay. The nays are told by email that they've been denied. They each have 2 weeks to appeal to the state. Then the state can say, wait a minute, you rejected them for no legitimate reason based on what you have said your criteria is for accepting them. And they may make us meet again to decide whether we want to grant them or we make a final, nope, we don't want to grant you any money. Then 2 weeks pass by, those 2 weeks pass by. Then you go back and look at all the people you approved and talk about how you're going to divide up that $22,700 amongst the people you've decided you want to go ahead and grant money to. Then they get notification of that. And they have to fill out a bunch of paperwork, bring it to the town treasurer, and then they get their money. And then you guys don't have anything to do with the money after that. You don't have to worry about receipts. It is a good idea to get that final report, but if you don't, So there's a little bit of work ahead, but you can do it on your own time once you get access to the grants. Now, Joyce, you've been looking at the grants, right?
Yes, and I've already decided how I want the money
Okay.
allocated.
And Theo, you said you've done looking at the grants.
Yeah, so I pulled a full spreadsheet from the site and gone through and created an Excel sheet that I know generally which ones I think I feel like voting on, but there's a lot of stuff that I have questions about.
Yeah.
And
There is something else that the state says the minimum grant is $250.
okay.
I noticed one of the grant requests was only $200, so you don't have to give them more than they asked for. But you can give as little as $250. So if it's an organization that you want to support, but you don't want to fully support, you can give them a small amount. The other thing too is the Mass Cultural Council does not want groups to be dependent on this group forever. So they usually recommend like 3 years. After 3 years, they should be finding their own other funding sources. So Nora's been on the committee for long enough. She knows who we have funded and can give you guys a heads up on which ones have been at the trough a little too long. And it might be time to cut back on what you give to them. But that's your decision as a group. But again, the number one thing to me is, are Bridgewater people going to benefit? Is it going to be clearly defined where it's going to happen? If, for instance, say they want to perform at the library, one of you could decide to reach out to that artist or to the library and say, this is what happened when Nora and I were on the group. There was this artist. This sounded pretty interesting, but I had no idea. And she had no venue. So I contacted Ann Gerald before she retired. And she looked at her stuff and said, yeah, I really like her. So at that point, we knew there was an interest from the library to have this person come. So then the funding felt comfortable. So you should not hesitate to reach out to the artists or to reach out to the venues to make sure that everybody's on the same page so that the money is used for the way you meant for it to be used.
Okay. Thanks, Tina. That's super helpful. Does anybody feel comfortable with chairing the committee for the time being? Normally, committees for the town reorganize in June. So you guys, it could just be on a temporary basis. But really what we would like to have is to get cracking on on the applications that have come through right now, and working with the state. So if anybody feels that's within their workload, it'd be very helpful. Anybody want to step up for that role?
Sure.
I will.
Or-
Who said? No, who said? Do you want to do it, Theo?
I can. I don't know the full scope of it, so I mean, I'd like to know a little bit about it, but I have time and bandwidth, I believe. So
Yeah, Theo,
Okay,
I'll help you.
okay.
Yep, and
Yep.
the town manager's office will help. Tina will help.
Yep.
You won't be on your own. It is just making sure that we're following up with getting an agenda set, following up with the committee members, things like that. But you definitely won't be on your own for it. Okay, that's great. And then Tina, is there a finance position, financial?
There should be a treasurer,
treasurer? Yes, thank you.
but it's a pretty simple position. You just have to meet with the accountant and find out every year, every penny needs to be spent. And that's
And then-
something we did not know our first year.
Yeah, and
So
then
you have to spend every penny. So the treasurer's job is pretty darn simple. You just find out, because there is some money in an administrative stuff that was set aside. That money is there.
Yeah.
You just have to report that. So whoever's treasurer just has to contact the accountant, find out what the numbers are, and then enter
Yep.
them into the grant. Everything happens on this grant application system,
So
grant
Yeah, and
management
that's-
system.
can
and
you
then,
see the grant amounts through this financial report here? I've pulled up.
Previous ones, you're saying, or
No, I mean I could share my screen if you.
sure,
let me make sure
that would be good for
that's-
the people who haven't seen the grant management system to see what it looks like.
So I guess I'll start from here and let me know when you can see my screen. And if it's too small, I can.
It's not up yet. Can you try again? It prompted
Yeah.
me.
Here we go.
Looks good.
Okay. So I clicked here to look at this financial report, and then this is for fiscal year 25. So is this the money that we were talking about? This is
That's the money that's left over.
okay. That's the money that's left over is box 1 here.
Yes, but I really recommend that whoever's treasurer talk to the state and have the
Okay.
state talk you through this.
Okay. So yeah, this is the website. It pops up, tells me hello.
Theo, do you know who the liaison is?
I do
It
not.
isn't the Lisa Simons who I sent some of you people to find out. I think if you go to the Mass Cultural Council, you can find out who represents Bridgewater.
Yeah, I can actually send that information out when I send the
Yeah.
the MCC link
Is
tomorrow as well.
it-
The gal who got me started was amazing. She's not there anymore.
Yeah, I know. What was her name? Yeah, she was really good.
She was real good.
Is this who the
Yes.
contact is?
Yep. That is her.
Yes. Yes. So everyone should write this number down in her email and say you want to get access to this grants management system.
I already have that.
Yes, Joyce would, Nora would.
Yes, I think it'd just be Matt and Haley that we need to get signed up.
Right. And Matt, don't forget to come in and get sworn in.
Hmm.
I think I did that. I've had a number of meetings. I did
I
that.
have a question. On the money that was left over from last year, is that money that wasn't spent? That
No,
we-
it's administrative money. So when I say we, I mean you, or the town of Bridgewater. We are able to put together a program of our own.
Okay,
So that money is set aside for that or for any other administrative things that we choose. So I forget what percentage of the total 22,000 and change we're allowed to set aside for our own purposes. So that money is left from that. It's in the administrative, but at the end, you can move it. If you don't need it, you can move it into and give it as a grant.
And
okay.
and Tina, didn't you guys do like an outreach or something last time? Was it like with signs and?
Okay, so it's way too late for that. The grants were submitted on
No, I know,
October
but I'm just
17th.
giving an example of what you can use administrative funds for.
Correct, like this, Nora last year or the year before, in a pouring rain, wanted us to have a little promotional thing to try to get people to apply for grants. So I got poster board and all of that all ready to go. That's waterproof. So I have that. Whoever has storage in their house, I'll give you all of those things. But that's what you use the money for. But that's not the grant money. That is, it looks like they haven't even put the state money in that account yet. So that's what the treasurer would do.
I do believe I think I have access to this if that Cheyenne woman is who we should have reached out to or have contact with, just from having originally back in October reached out.
Okay.
I'm double checking now, but I have like information on the toolkit and things like that. Would that be something you have access to through this site?
Yeah, it should be. I think I
Okay.
maybe forwarded a bunch of emails back in October when we thought we were going to get a quorum.
I just have them from Cheyenne herself, so that's
Okay.
why I do think I have access, but I'll double
You
check.
probably do, Haley.
Okay. Excellent.
Theo, can you go back to the opening page so she can say what it looks like? Yeah. So once you log in, this is the page that you will have.
Yeah, it's saying like log into your grant management system. And that is exactly what it looks like. Yep, we're good.
Good. Theo, go to the check mark number 3, grant decisions.
Okay.
Go to the bottom right. Oh, wait a minute. We don't have decisions yet. Go back.
Right.
Sorry.
So I think what you were hoping for was to see the submitted drafts.
Yes. There. So over on the right, you can open each one of those grants, and there's tabs across the top. Open just one of them, Theo, so they can see.
Okay.
So across the top, eligibility, applicant information, project overview, budget, it's whatever. So if you are interested in learning more about the thing, go to each of those tabs. So each one of the grants has the same format. And if it's filled out properly, they'll tell you exactly what they're planning to do with the money that they're asking for. The other thing that is kind of cool, if you have time, is to research if other towns gave money for that purpose. And you can get some sort of a sense for how much money they actually are getting, because everyone else is done. You can go to the cultural councils for each of the individual surrounding towns and see what they granted, because everyone had to post it like January 19th or something. So all of those other towns have already made decisions and have posted who got grants.
Tina, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
When you guys approved the grants, so I did them 1 year when we had nobody on the committee, and we just did one approval. Did everybody in the committee go through the approval process, or was it just one person?
No, it will be Theo. Theo will be the
Okay.
one that enters the grant decisions.
Okay, so yeah, when you're in here, just make sure not to hit any of the bottom buttons. Okay.
Well, there's multiple steps. Are you sure? Are you sure? You have to do the denials first and all that. So you can't do it by mistake.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So after everyone hasn't had a chance to look at all those grants and made decisions, you guys will get together, go through them one by one, thumbs up, thumbs down, or maybe. The thumbs down then get notified that they've been denied. They have the 2 weeks for the state to respond and say you need to reconsider. And then 2 weeks after you make those decisions, you sit down and give out the money to how you wish it to be sent out. It's actually pretty simple. I know I recruited Joyce telling her it wasn't that involved. Right, Joyce?
Yes. Now, another question is, a letter sent out to each one of these people, either accepting or denying?
So the denials are done by the state. We do not do that.
Okay,
So once they go into the decline part of the grants application, they get notified by the state. Then the 2 weeks later, we come back, and then you guys as a committee, Theo probably, will be sending an email to each one of the grant recipients with including all the paperwork they have to complete. They have to do like a W-9. They have to do, I can't remember all the stuff. Cheyenne will tell you exactly what needs to be sent. But again, you got time before that even happens. But those will individually be sent to each of the grant recipients.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that gets packaged by the website, right? For the approval.
No. Only the denials get packaged by the website.
Okay.
We should still have a robust reason why we're denying something so that it's not.
So can you go back, Theo, to the front again?
Mhm.
And it talks about council profile, guidelines and policy priorities. So again, in the fall, you guys need to make up your own. This was something that when Nora and I were on the grouped together. Can you click on the most recent ones of those?
Mhm.
What about the LCC cycle?
Staff contact. Oh, yes, there we go.
Okay, so this is your criteria. We kept it real simple. So the people who applied saw this and knew what the guidelines were. So if they don't meet each of these criteria, you can deny them. But if you notice, some of the grants are from people who live in Western Mass. I mean, who's going to benefit from that?
I noticed
If
one
they-
of them was for somebody in Foxborough, and I didn't know how many people from Bridgewater would be going to Foxborough for a performance.
Yeah, I mean, there is one group that the Southeastern Chorus who perform in Taunton and at St. Thomas. A lot
Yeah.
of Bridgewater people do actually attend that one, and their grant request was really small this year. I was surprised.
I agree.
Yeah, but anyway, so take some time and look to see what they think the target audience is. But this is the criteria you're going to be using to make your decisions, yay or nay.
Okay.
So they could be from somewhere else and still be planning to do an event
That benefits Bridgewater.
that benefits Bridgewater. So as long as the event is local, it doesn't matter what
It
their
doesn't have to be local, but it needs to be drivable
Right, and
or
right within
people are going to
reason.
make an effort to try to get
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Copy that.
But the biggest thing is you need to make sure that they have a venue in mind, and everyone has a phone number, so you can reach out. And Theo, you can choose people to reach out to the artists to get more details. And when you finally have your meeting to discuss yay or nay, it's an open meeting. Any of these artists can come on, the citizens comment and plea for themselves.
Okay. Do we want to discuss anything like now, or is this just we're getting our sea legs and gonna decide on things later? I mean, I know not everybody's gotten a chance to see this, so I mean,
Yeah, Matt isn't even sworn in yet, so he can't make any
Okay.
decisions.
okay.
And also just with committees, you have to make sure that if you are discussing, it needs to be on the agenda. So if you were wanting to discuss the applications, we would need to have that posted on the agenda. So unfortunately, that's not on there. This is fine because we're just going over.
Yeah. The
the
other
organization.
position, Josh, they need is a secretary to take minutes.
Yes, secretary to take minutes. Anybody comfortable with that?
I can take minutes.
Okay, and they don't have to, they don't have to be super, you don't have to take down every word that everybody says. It just mostly the discussion of the item, and then so for instance, with the organizational tonight, it would just be the committee met to organize. They selected Theo as the chair, and then that's about as detailed as you really have to get, because we do have a recording available if anybody would like to review the meeting. And we just need to make sure that we're recording any votes that are taken.
Did someone come forward to do treasurer?
Not yet. If anybody would like to try that, you'd be working with our finance department. They're great. They're very helpful.
I can take that on. It seems my
right.
speed.
Okay, so for the chair, I have Theo, Haley as
Haley's
the
treasurer.
treasurer, and Joyce as the secretary. Okay. Sorry, what was that, Nora?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. All right, and then for meeting times, that would be the next big discussion is what the best time for everybody is to meet. So for the town, we are doing either in-person meetings, where everybody would have to come to the town hall, or we're doing virtual meetings. So I've found that most of the committees are using virtual right now, just because there's kind of some overlap with in-person meetings. But it's really up to the committee. And then as far as time goes, you know, that's also up to you guys. I don't know everybody's employment and work schedules.
A question on the submitting this. Who do I send this information to? Does it have to be posted on the,
Oh, the
Town
minutes,
website?
the minutes?
yes,
Yeah.
You send
can
them to me.
Just send them to Josh and then Josh will post them.
Yep.
okay.
Same with the agenda. So I'll help you guys for the time being. Anything you need help with. Theo, if you want to, we'll work together on getting the what you'd like to discuss on the next agenda, and then I do the posting for the agendas. And then when the minutes are approved, Joyce, you'll just send those to me, and then they get posted on the website.
Okay, so I can send you this agenda, I mean, tonight, or
Yep.
whenever.
Yeah, send them to me, and then what I'll do is for the next meeting, I'm going to include them as something that need to be voted and approved.
Okay.
And then once,
I need Haley's last name. It just said Haley B.
Yeah, it's a mouthful. I'll spell it for you. It's B as in boy, A as in apple, C as in cat, E as in earth, W as in water, I as in India, C as in cat, Z as in zebra.
Okay,
Basewitz. You don't have to say it, or you can butcher it if you want.
well,
and then for meeting times, how's everyone feeling about, or meeting schedule? How's everybody feeling about virtual for right now?
Virtual or in person works for me, and I think 7 was a good time if that's good with everyone else.
7 works well with me, and well,
well, I won't be back in Bridgewater until sometime in April.
So
Okay.
Zoom works great for you, Joyce.
Yes,
Sounds like it works. It works for the majority of people. Okay. And is 7 okay for everybody?
I mean, I always love earlier meetings.
Tina.
I don't matter.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna say it like
7,
that.
7 sounds really good for me. This is Nora, by the way. So yes.
If 7
And
works
try
for
not to
everybody
schedule
else.
them the same night as the council meeting, because I have it on my laptop next to this one, and I'm trying to keep an eye on that meeting too. And I never
Yeah, I
got
mean-
into finance. Did you, Haley?
I did get in there, yeah. I was a little bit of a fight because it was a finance, and then below it was the budget and finance joint committee. So I was like, where the heck is this meeting like? But I did get in there. And then they all had to leave to go into the town council meeting, and then that I knew it was over.
Did you go in person or? by
Oh, I
Zoom?
did not go in person. I watched just there was a Zoom link.
Yeah, I couldn't get it to Zoom to work, so I missed it.
Yeah,
But anyway.
it was a struggle. I couldn't either at first, so I'm glad to know I wasn't alone.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go, and feel free to reach out if you need more guidance. Sounds like you guys have a good start.
okay.
Thanks so much, Tina, for joining and helping. Really
Okay.
appreciate it.
oh,
Tina.
Josh. How
Yep.
do I go about getting sworn in? Do I need to make?
Uh,
Just come to
Actually, you
my office.
Okay,
We're open at 8.
so just go,
Oh.
yep, come to the Academy building when you walk in the door. First glass on the right.
okay. 8 o'clock.
So have we decided on a date for the next meeting?
Yeah, that
We
was going to be my
decided on
next.
Alright,
That was going to be my next question for everyone is, do you guys want to do Tuesdays? Do you want to try for a different day?
I
Tuesdays
can't
would
do
be-
Mondays.
Okay. So we'll just go Tuesdays for the time being.
I would discourage Tuesdays. That's when the council
Is
meets.
Tuesday's town council, yeah.
Well, not every
other-
Tuesday's
Every
town
other
council.
Tuesday.
So,
so-
yeah, so if it's today, we could do like whatever the congruent, like whatever next week is on.
They
Yeah.
would be off. That's true.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that Matt's the only one that needs to get on the grant application for app, right? Everyone else is on it now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
Matt, did you get that information that I was
I
highlighting
did.
earlier?
I'll reach out to Cheyenne.
Cheyenne there.
Yeah. Okay.
She's wonderful. She'll be great.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we can actually, if you guys want, we can talk to the state, and she'd probably do some type of webinar, for additional information, if necessary. I know that the last state rep did.
She
a
was
really good-
awesome. Yes, she
good
did that.
one.
She chimed in. That was great.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good night, everyone.
Bye, Tina.
Bye,
Night.
Thank
Tina.
you.
So we'll start doing Tuesdays opposite the town council. And if you guys are good, I'll get a meeting posted for next Tuesday, where you guys can start working on the approval process.
Okay, so it's gonna be a weekly Tuesday?
It won't be it won't be weekly. Just next week it'll be every
Okay.
other week. And then it won't be that way once everything gets approved. You guys could probably go to once a month even. During the off time for
So
that.
next Tuesday, 7 PM.
Yep.
Okay, I'm only asking, because I can definitely come in. I'm in Hawaii, which is the most, who's gonna complain about that? So I just needed to look at what the time differences are. So I can certainly join in. It's just, it's luckily in the afternoon. So, I will definitely be able to join in. So.
Any questions? Hope it wasn't too much for you guys all at once.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right,
Okay.
Theo, I'll reach out to you with the agenda items. Joyce is going to send me the minutes. Haley, nothing from you right now. Matt, we're gonna work on getting you on the website and sworn in. Nora, you just keep being your positive self, and I think we got all the bases covered.
Sounds
Excellent.
good.
All right, well, thank you all for joining tonight, and we'll see you next week.
Great. Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Have a good night.
Bye.